Hello. Hello. How's everybody doing? I made it. I kinda overslept. Wow. But I'm here. I'm here and I'm ready to go. Let me just check if everything is up and running. That looks good. Nice. Okay. Let's do it. Okay, so this is the... Alright, let's just go into... You know what? Let's do a time tracker thing. So for now, we're gonna do... What am I gonna do? You know what? Let's create a new page. This is gonna be the dev tools. Right? And the idea is the following. No, not my wife. Oh my greatness. Okay. What else? I just need to get it working. Multiple time entries. I think the projects are correct. Righto. I believe so. If Notion wants to give me the option of... There we go. Okay, we'll start a timer, and there we go. Okay, so we'll steal a little bit of time from that thing so we can talk about it. But so I did a couple of things. I got some goodies. So for those of you who are not aware, it is currently the summer sale on the Unity Asset Store. As well as there was also a massive sale on the Cinti store. So what we did was we actually spent some money to get a few assets. So I now have almost the complete set of Cinti assets for the nature biomes. So we have the Alpine Mountain, Arid Desert, Enchanted Forest, Meadow Forest, and the Swamp Marshland. The only one we don't have is the Tropical Jungle. And basically because we already had 2 out of the 3 packs, or 2 out of the 3 biomes in one of their packs, right? So that was kind of unfortunate, right? We had the meadow and the marshland, which is packaged with the jungle, but you still pay, I think, full price. So yeah, so we didn't get a nice discount. Now it's not the end of the world. We could still get the jungle if we wanted, but I think those 5 packs, they're massive as is, so we're not gonna worry about it too much. We will probably be fine, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, and I also splurged a little bit for myself. Where do you do this again? Oh, package manager. I got myself a couple of tools, which I think are going to be massive time savers. So I got the hot reload, because that was on special. I also got the all-in-one VFX toolkit. So it's a It's a bunch of visual effects, but it also comes with a pretty nice toolkit itself, as far as I know, that enables you to create. It's maybe just a more intuitive way of creating nice visual effects. So I hope that's going to help me to create nice stuff for the game going forward. And I got Feel, which is honestly, I think, one of the better tools out there, especially when you get to polishing. So, spend a lot of money. Hopefully it pays off. Hopefully it speeds up my development significantly. But I think Hot Reload is definitely a winner here. Like, the amount of times I had to wait in the last couple of months just for Unity to recompile stuff. As far as I understand, this will cut down that significantly. Righto. So, while I was contemplating or psyching myself up or thinking about whether or not I should spend the money for Hot Reload, for instance, I realized that I kind of convinced myself to do something else as well. And that is to build a nice dev tool for the game, so that it's possible for me to maybe quickly iterate on certain things, right? So the idea is to build a tool that allows me to do a couple of things, right? So currently, you guys might know that I have this test spawner, right? So I want to expand on that. All the test spawner really does is it just spawns. You can just spawn some amount of enemies, right? So you can spawn like a few simple enemies, or a few bombers, or a few of the Komodos, or you can spawn a mix of them, etc. You can also spawn coins. And you know what I realized is that I already use this thing so much, because a simple thing, like when we were trying to figure out why the hell the coins were causing me so much grief. As you might remember, they were causing a lot of lag. And I was just able to come here, slap some code onto the spawner, spawn in a bunch of coins, and tweak them until I got a coin that looks good and didn't cause massive performance problems. Right, but that's kind of the point, right? I need a tool that allows me to quickly test things. That, you know, because currently if I play, let's say I want to test the Ranger, right? I made a tweak, I want to test the Ranger. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to play the game, and that obviously takes a bit of time. Especially now, because I think I haven't played it after I added all those new Cinti packs and stuff. But okay, imagine, just imagine this, right? So first of all, I have to fight through all of this UI every single time, right? So you will see I actually updated the... Oh no, okay, there's something not working here still, but I tried updating the blacksmith, so that is the newer version. And you'll notice that the observation room has also been updated. I don't know why the blacksmith keeps... Okay, it lost its back wall, that's the problem. I'll have to go put that back, and the embers on the fire is stationary for some reason. I don't know why that is either. Okay, but anyways, I have to fight my way through this UI every single time to just test the character. Now, what if I could just start in dev mode and I get straight to a level, and I get given the ability to yeah, so if I get given the ability, maybe just a super basic menu, nothing insane. So if you imagine, so a super basic menu that lets me click on the character I want to play with, and that's all, right? Depending on which character I click, I play with that character. Nothing fancy or funny or anything like that. That button exists. I can click it, and it just swaps out the character immediately. So that means when I'm in the level, I don't have to die to enable or to allow me to select a new character. I also don't have to, or I don't have to wait for the level to end, right? Also, what if the level just didn't end? That'd be also kind of nice. Okay, so you don't have a time limit. So you can quickly switch between characters, and you don't have a time limit. That sounds pretty good. Now, obviously, I can do it now in Unity. I can click around here in the hierarchy to get different characters, and I could probably manipulate the time as well if I wanted. But I don't want to have to do that in Unity. So I don't want Unity to be the tool that allows me to do this. I want to build a tool that allows me to do this, because next time maybe my wife wants to do a couple of things, right? She wants to do some testing. Now, she gets access to Unity, but she doesn't really use Unity to the same extent I do. So obviously she might not be as comfortable. But what if I want a friend or a family member outside of, my wife, that's never even heard of Unity? What if I ask them to try and test the game a little bit and play around with the characters and see if they can't mess something up, right? Or what do they think about the balance, or whatever the case might be? So it would be nice if they get a build of the game, they can play in dev mode and get all the tools to spawn in different characters, to spawn in a different amount of enemies, and change the character stats in whatever they want, whatever, so that they can kind of get a feel for, and maybe, test out the game, test out whatever they want to test out, right? So I think it's going to be very beneficial. And also, as soon as we get to a point where we are trying to balance the game, if I can just quickly switch between characters, and there's a menu here to change their attack and health and all that type of stuff, reset their health and their stamina and stuff like that, so I don't have to actually, put them into the resting room or restart the whole game every single time. I could just quickly manipulate those things in here. I think that's going to be very beneficial. I think that's going to make it so that I can iterate quickly, update the characters quickly, balance them quickly, etc. So for the next couple of days, and I have a lot of other stuff I want to do, but for the next couple of days, I feel like I need to build this tool, right? It's going to cost me some time, but I think the amount of time saved at the end is going to be enormous. So I'm going to go for it. Okay. That's my spiel. That's the idea. Let's go for it, right? So the first thing we need to do is, I think we're going to have a separate UI specifically for this, right? I think that's going to be a requirement. I don't know if I want to make it... Well, yeah, so I just need a UI, right? So let's create a new file, and we'll save as, and it's gonna be our dev tools UI, right? Makes sense. I think that's a good thing to call it. So we call it the dev tools, and then in the Is my hot reload active, actually? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why I did that. I think it was create a file. Okay, so it seems like it is active, so I don't know. Okay, so let's see. In scripts. Okay, I'll keep it. It's going to be an interesting thing. Do I want all the scripts related to dev tools separate? Like put them here in utility. Maybe. Okay, so let's just do a the dev tools are essentially going to be a manager of some sort. All right. I just need to think about how I want to structure this. So there'll be a UI component for sure, and then there'll also be a manager component. Definitely. And it's gonna interact with a lot of the game. It's gonna be quite rough. It's gonna have to have its oh yeah, we could delete that. It's gonna have to be connected to basically everything. You know what? I'm going to create a new folder and just call it dev tools. Right, and then I'm gonna grab what I have. So I have a few things like in utility. So this test spawner, let's drag it over there. And we can get rid of this folder, I guess. Hey, Mr. Human Limits, how's it going, man? How you doing? Okay, let's get rid of that. Okay. Okay, maybe I just keep everything separate. Yeah, I think so. I'm just gonna keep it here. Yeah, so let's create a script here. And we'll call it dev tools UI. Or UI underscore dev tools. I actually don't know what I do with my naming. I think I do UI underscore. I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty cool. You're doing it for a class? What kind of class? What kind of class do you do that in? Ah, okay. This thing needs to be called DevTools UI. An art class. That's quite a art class if you're doing stuff like that. Okay, let's also just make a DevTools manager. And so we have the UI, we have the manager. Okay, and we have the UXML. Okay, so I also think I want to put or make a create empty here and call it my 1, 2, 3, 4 dev tools. Okay, and stuff like the test spawner goes in there, right? That makes sense to me. Okay, we can also add a component here. Let's add our UI. Well, let's do our dev tools manager. Okay, and then I can add another component. The DevTools UI, and we add the UI, and we add a. We'll see if we need it to work like that. I'm not quite sure, but a UI document. Okay, panel settings, the same thing, and we just stick in DevTools. Okay. Okay, only had to do the modeling. You went the extra mile. Okay. Hey, Damon. How's it going, man? We'll be happy to hear that I'm building out my so-called dev tools. Width 1920 by 1080, right? Yeah. Because I thought about it, and it would definitely be more beneficial to have, you know, some kind of a tool that I could just easily balance and test stuff with, right? It makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is, I thought about it, so if I create a nice a nice tool in the game UI that obviously shows when you have the dev mode activated or whatever, you know, I could even get other people to test the game and give me feedback, and they don't have to play the game necessarily. They could just do dev mode themselves, where they can fiddle with some things and quickly let me know, you know, what they think. Yeah, and I thought about like the different combinations of characters and passive effects and all those types of things that I want to eventually have, you know, available to players, and I'm like, how the hell am I even going to balance that? It's going to be a nightmare. If I have to restart the whole damn game from character selection every time I want to test a different combination of characters or something like that, right? So I need a way that I can just, in the game, while it's running, maybe a build of the game even, so not just in Unity, I can quickly add and remove characters from my party or change them out or do whatever. Spawn enemies, despawn enemies, reset my health, select a different character. You know, it just made sense. Okay. So, fortunately, one thing about the dev tools that I think is good is it really doesn't have to look good. It just has to work. Okay, so let's put this as the background so we can kind of... Okay. Alright, so we got the basics set up. Now we just need to... Okay, so first of all... Should I put my root container? Yeah, I might as well. Might as well put that there. Yeah, just some panel here with some buttons and stuff. Yeah, but I want to make it at least good enough so that even less technical people can interact with it. So yeah. It doesn't have to look good. It's not like it's going to be a part of the game that I sell necessarily, but it's should be good enough at least. You would have an entry program that just accepts string as a command. Yeah. Look, this is going to be my first attempt at building a tool like this, so I'm just gonna do what I think is gonna work, and we'll see how it goes from there. Okay, but I feel like... Okay, so let's see. Alright, so I feel like I'm gonna, first of all, I'm gonna set these like that. So I kind of want the center of the screen to be empty as far as the buttons and stuff go. So I don't want this panel to be used necessarily. So I can work on this side and I can work on this side, I think. This is obviously where your character's gonna be. Alright, and even this one, I think I don't want to work at the top of that one. Yeah, because that's... I'm gonna overlay this with the... what you call it? The gameplay UI. So I'll just steal a few pixels here so it doesn't... Okay, so now if I don't go in this panel or that panel, I should be okay. I can use this one and this one to my heart's desire. You think I can create my own website? Yeah, I've created a website before. It's not a good website, but I've made one before. So I used. Oh, I made a little Python backend with Flask. Right, it's Flask, right? Yeah. This was like 3 or maybe more years ago. So I kind of forgot most of what I did there. But yeah. I'd probably be better at it now, to be honest. Like the amount of UI toolkit things I've done. I think my skills have improved, right? Okay, so let's see. What do we kind of want to put in here? So the very first thing I think we should be able to do is just click a button and spawn a new character. Right? That seems very straightforward. We need to be able to do that. So I think that's the first thing I'm going to put in this. So again, I'm not really sure how I'm going to do all this stuff, but let's do something like that. So we'll make it something like this, and we'll put in a button of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and I can just use standard button stuff. Ah, this is going to be great. Okay, the text is actually changing because I have my root element here. Okay, so the first thing, I think I want to put them next to each other like that. Are things growing? Ah, damn, they are. Okay, wait. I should have fixed these so they don't grow. Okay, let's just quickly set them all to 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and 33%, right? So that one can be 33%, this one can be 33%. Don't grow. Okay, and then you can grow. Okay, so the 2 on the sides are now 33% of the screen. Nice. Okay, and this visual element, I actually don't. Okay, something super basic like that. Let's create a new USS. Let's just call it our dev tools, right? Keeping this as simple as possible. Okay, and a selector for button. Honestly, you know what? Actually, let's give it. Yeah, let's work with a type button, right? That's a type, not a name. Actually, how do you use a name in this? But this should be for all buttons, right? Yeah. Okay, so I can very simply go and change the background color for my buttons. Although it's not doing anything. I guess I have things fighting each other. Must be something like that, right? I mean, I can use a sprite as well. Now, that is unfortunate. I wonder why this doesn't work. Let's see if I do a dot button. Alright, would it... I'm not sure why it ignored the background color change. Okay, so... Okay, let's just get rid of that. Let's change the background color again. Now it works, okay. Well, that's okay. We're not really too concerned. So we can just make them look a little bit nicer so that I can at least look at them. If I make them grow, they're just gonna fill this space, right? Yeah. Do something like so, and let's just give them a radius. Okay, so that's the idea with those buttons. Okay, so these are gonna be just get rid of that. Now we can give them like 3 pixels of margin. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, so this is essentially going to be the different character names, right? Okay, character button 1. Yeah, let's just change the naming. Okay, now I just need to change the numbering. Well, we could, we should do something like this, like set character buttons. Yeah. Okay, so set character buttons. Okay, so that'll change which character is currently active in the game. Okay, yeah, so that's the first thing I would like to be able to do. Next thing I would also be like to do is maybe just changing or resetting my stats. Right, so reset, not stats necessarily, but reset what do you call those things? It's like your health and your health, stamina, your spell juice. It's not a stat, man. What the hell is it? I'm pretty... Not quite a stat. It's a resource or something. Whatever. Reset resources. Why not? Okay. Okay, so for now, maybe I just want a button in here. Right, one button. Okay, so this is going to be just a reset. Oh, come on. Reset resources. Right, so this is going to be our health, etc. You know, let's just change the... Where the hell am I blind? Text, no. Okay, something like that. Reset resources. Okay, what else should we maybe have a button for? Okay, so it makes sense. I want to quickly change between my characters depending on who they are. I want to quickly reset my resources. Value cannot be null. What? Where did I mean, I'm just... It's a UI bug, let's be honest. Okay. Okay, let's change this to change selected character. Right, so that's character buttons, right? Reset resources, so this would reset my current character, I guess. Oh, you know what? A pause button wouldn't be a bad idea. Okay, we'll just do miscellaneous buttons here, I guess. Alright, so this is the reset resources. Okay. Let's get another button here. This would be pause. Pause play button. Something like that. We'll just make it, you know, a shade of green. And we don't have to be fancy with this one. Pause. Play. There we go. Okay, so we have reset resources, pause and play. Okay, these are... I can obviously expand this thing as I go. So for now, this is a good start at least. Okay, so for now, this will allow me a lot of testing already, right? If I can just quickly flip through my characters, pause the game, play the game, reset my resources, etc. That should allow me quite a bit of stuff. Now, the next thing I think I should put is a way to spawn enemies. Right, so that's definitely a good idea, I think. Okay, so we can just add a visual element in here. And this is going to be the enemy spawner. Okay. So I think I want essentially two things. A button to spawn and text inputs for the amount of enemies to spawn, right? That makes sense to me. So we can put text fields, for instance. All right. Wait, no, there's another type of field. Yeah, there's an integer field. Yeah, okay, now that's better, right? So let's put integer fields, because obviously we're not going to try and spawn text amounts of anything. So yeah, that makes more sense. Okay, I'm just trying to see how I like. Okay, so this will be the small melee enemy SME amount. Okay, this is going to be the ranged bomber enemy amount. And this is going to be the charge tank enemy amount. Okay. Okay, so we can say here SME. Now we can literally just give it the same SME amounts, RBE amounts. Okay, and obviously we can put in whatever we want. And you know what? Let's put in a visual element over here. Let's grab them and put them inside there. Right, and then we can put another visual element. And we can tell this thing to arrange them like so. And this one is going to contain, well, it just needs to be a button. Right. Okay, what if we put two buttons in here? Okay, go. Oh, come on, button, go there. Okay, we put two buttons like that. We give them a little bit of something there. Okay. Okay, don't grow. Okay, these buttons are annoying me. Let's change their height to 60. Could we change this direction? Yeah. Okay, that looks way better. Okay. Also, I can't really read this. Can I give it a background? Let's do dot input field here. I actually, alright, this could maybe have a Unity specific stuff already. Okay, our Unity base field. Okay, so let's delete that one, and we can do Unity dash base dash field. Okay, and that does. What the hell? How's there 2 buttons here now? Get out of here. Okay, Unity base field. Let's just do something very straightforward, like give it a bit of a background. I feel like. Okay, and then we can do Unity base field text field. Unity dash base. Oh. The bug where it just sometimes moves my... or creates a duplicate or moves my stuff around here in the... whatever you call that thing. For the selectors, eh? I think I got that right. Unity base... oh. Unity base... text field. Okay. So if I have this correct, this is just going to change quickly my text. What the? Oh, I can be so blind sometimes. Yes. Oh, it changes all the text. Okay, that's unfortunate. Oh, yeah, whatever. Just make it bold. And I can see it. Not a problem, right? Okay. So what are the risks of me updating my editor constantly? I don't know. I feel like it might cause some problems for me. I might be wrong. Okay, so this one could be a simple spawn button, right? And this one could be a despawn. Okay, so this should, in theory, now give me an opportunity to plug in a number. And then spawn that amount every time I click spawn. And I could do a little bit of a mix between them. That shouldn't be too painful. It would be kind of nice to have a spawn 10 or a spawn 5 or a spawn 20 type of button as well. But maybe that's, you know, that's like not really necessary for me. Okay. So I noticed, so I'm at 6000.0.24 F1. So I noticed that there's a 6000.1 version of Unity. If I go to that one, is that going to be too major of a jump? That'd probably cause maybe some problems. Yeah. Okay. So that's at least some tools. So I can quickly spawn in characters. I can reset my health and stamina and stuff like that. I can pause the game. Look at me talking like these things have been implemented. I still need to implement all these buttons. But I can reset, I can pause, I can play. I can spawn in a set amount of enemies that I type in. What else would I need to do now that is critical? That's the most of it. So other things that would be nice for when I start balancing specifically is if I can change the character stats while playing. So I could have a thing that I can tweak the damage or whatever. So if I feel like my damage is too high, I can tweak that a little bit until I feel like I have a good amount of damage, for instance. Oh, okay. So I can go to... Is there... Oh, so there's a 0.2 already. I might have to check that. Okay. So those balancing type things, I think that'll be nice, but it's not required. Let's see if I can get this to work at least. I also need to implement a way to actually get to this menu, the dev tools. So I feel like there should be a tick box or something that you can click, maybe in the main menu, to allow you to use dev tools, and then you just go to this menu. You go straight here. You don't faff about with all the other things in the game. Yeah, that's what I'm also thinking that now. So, but these are the couple of things I can think of immediately that'll help me. And then I'll expand as I go. So when I start doing balancing a lot, then I'll add the thing that allows me to balance in this menu. Or if I have... so another thing I could change, this is when the passive abilities are properly implemented. So when I have passive abilities properly implemented, I would want to maybe change out characters. Because you can stack passive abilities, or that's at least the idea. So if for instance your team, if I want to change the team composition and not just the current active character, I should be able to do that as well. Yeah. Okay. So let's go write some code. Oh, I don't know if you saw this, Damon, but I got hot reload. It's on special. And I feel like it's already making my life better. It is also partially the reason why I decided to build this tool. Because I realized it's like, I spent money to save time. I might as well spend a bit of time to improve my dev workflow and save a lot of time in the future. You haven't bought it? Well, I think it'll help for... Well, you might structure your things very differently. Maybe your project structure is such that it doesn't really make a big difference. But I know Git Amend also uses hot reload. Okay, so the type of work you do, it'll probably get in the way more often than not. Okay, well, that makes sense then. Yeah, but I think if you just want to make a good old-fashioned game. Okay. Yo, ZA Shaw. How's it going? Thanks for the raid. Okay, anyway. Let's get going. So... Alright, we need to start coding up our UI now. Let's make it actually functional. Oh, this is gonna be hope. Am I learning Unity? Yo, the raggy. I'm absolutely learning Unity the hard way. Yes. Cheers, Ed. Have a good evening, man. Is there any other way to learn Unity? Okay. So we'll probably need a start function of some sort here. It's got a book series. Learn X the hard way. Sounds like something I should read. Okay. So we need the change selected character button. So let's do that. So I guess we will need them all over the place, so we can just get a reference to them. How exactly do I want to get these buttons? Maybe I make a list of these buttons. Yeah, I think so. Change selected character buttons. There we go. As a modern 91. Hello. You don't know what I'm doing? Well, join the club. Oh, Damon. You telling me things I didn't know existed. Well, let's be honest, describes a lot of things, right? What is the problem here? I didn't include systems.generic. Okay. You guys want to see what I'm making? I get this is just a side tool, so I think the game will still work. I hope so. If I've managed to break the game already, that'd be kind of bad. I think I could just switch this thing off for now, and go to the main menu scene. Give it a play. Oh wait, is there gonna be music? I don't know. Let's just pause the music and you guys can see what I'm doing if you haven't seen what I'm doing. It's gonna be just a quick one. So this is the game, AVIORUM. You play as a chicken, a duck, an owl, a robin. Well, you can change this up. You can make your party exist out of a bunch of chickens, for instance, if you wanted. And there they are, their levels. Obviously, that's also a future thing, and that should show a little bit more info. Oh, am I going to be on the test level? I hope not. Yeah, okay, so this is level 1. You fight, so it's a roguelike survivor type game. But you got friends, right? So we have our party of birds, not just one character. One character fights at a time, though. The rest of them are supposed to be doing something else right now. But didn't tell them what to do, so they're just sitting around. The idea would be, so we get runes, we can apply those. The idea would be this place is it's a bunch of rooms where you can take your characters and you can put them in these rooms. Right? Look how nice that is. And they can do things inside there. So we have a spa, we have a blacksmith now, which is nice. Okay, that text shouldn't be there, but it's fine. So you got all these rooms, and one character needs to go fight the wave, but the rest can do what they feel like. So we can say that the owl feels like he should be doing some time on the Stairmaster. The duck might feel like going to the blacksmith, honing his blade, gaining more attack damage. And the robin could just, you know, casually sit in a chair, watch the fight from afar. So this is the observation room. You can see into the level. And in the future, you'll actually be able... These characters will influence the level somehow. With passive abilities and stuff. But for now, if they sit here, they at least gain experience because they can see the fight. And they regenerate health and stamina because it's nice and comfy and there's a vending machine and, you know, it's a nice place. Okay, this is the chicken and there's a slow totem. I need to go get that. Wow! Got it. Oh, we even get a rune. Nice. Okay, so each of these totems give the enemies different abilities or buffs, I would say, or it debuffs you, so it depends on the type of totem. So that one was buffing the enemy damage, so all the enemies under that totem were getting double damage, I think. Yeah, well, the yellow one was actually slowing us down. So yeah, that's kind of the thing. That's the gist of it. Okay, so you'll see now the owl has 0 stamina, well, 2 stamina. That's because he was on the Stairmaster, and it turns out that tires you out. So we can go to the spa, and he will regenerate some of that stamina. And yeah, so we can take the duck. He seems to be kind of fine. The chicken is a little bit tired because he was fighting, and you know what? The robin is okay. We can let her go to the gym. See what she can get out of the gym. The gym currently increases your maximum health. Okay, so this guy is doing a lot of damage at the moment because he went to the blacksmith for quite a while. Obviously, things are not balanced. Everything's a little bit overtuned, but it's okay. We'll get there one day. And here we have the frogs, which throw bombs at you. Cha-cha-cha-cha. Let's use our special ability. Oh, damn, that was bad. Okay, so I forgot that using your special movement abilities drains you of stamina. And if you run out of stamina, you kind of die. Thanks for the follows, guys. I appreciate that. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. Obviously, there's a lot more. There's probably some other things I'm forgetting, but currently, I'm just trying to get a little bit of a toolkit for myself built, so that I'm actually able to test, balance, and improve the game in a timely fashion. Because currently, the way I was doing this, it was going to take me forever. Okay. Anyway, so let's go back to the code. Okay, so we want to change selected character buttons, right? So we want a list of these buttons. Okay, so first of all, I think we need to get our root file. So we'll do, I think it's a visual root. I actually don't know what this is called. You see, this is... I still forget things. Let's go to our level prep UI just so I can reference it a bit if I want to. Oh, it's a visual element. Oh, okay. I actually just want this. Right. Get UI document root visual element. Why is button now a problem? Okay, so we grab our root visual element, and we want to do for int I equals 0. Hey, this guy, how's it going? I less than 4, I think that's the correct one. I plus plus. Okay, we're just gonna populate this list. Oh yeah, I need to create a new list, right? Change selected equals new list. So we got a new list. Oh yeah? Oh yeah. Okay. So we go through our list of something. Okay, so we need to create the buttons, right? Okay, so change, I guess. I know we do a dot add, right? Yeah, it's a list. Dot add. So what do we want to add to this thing? We want to do root.q visual elements, and we want to find I can't remember what do we want to find. This thing, right? Dot q actually. And we want to find a button inside of it. And the button's name will be I.toString, right? Oh wait, no, it's not. Damn. It's I plus 1 dot toString. You're okay. I'm also okay. I'm doing well. Okay, so that was a convoluted piece of getting an element. So we just get inside our root, we get this container for the buttons, and then we just grab the buttons, and they are numbered 1 through 4. So we just have to add 1 to I. Okay. Okay, that's okay. We should also register a call. Oh no, it's not quite a callback. But we do need to do change while we're here. We need to grab the button that we just added. Dot clicked. Yeah. So when we click this button, okay. So when we click this button, we want a function, I would say, that says change selected character. Right, now this is going to be interesting. This is going to be a little interesting. Plus equal change selected character. No. My father. That one. Okay. Oh wait, Joe, you can't. Okay, so what if I wanted to register this callback and I wanted to actually give it some information like the button that was clicked? Ah, come on, man. I want to pass I through here. So I want int character number. Could we do one of these? Right, we could do one of these, right? So now I will register this click with this specific number. Now we can test this, debug.log, and we can just do character number like that, right? And you can at least see if my registering of callbacks and stuff are in fact correct. Okay, so now obviously this thing needs to do a few things. So we want to change out the character. Now, this is where this tool is gonna break me a little bit, because changing out the character, that's something that should be done with the player manager, right? Yeah, because the player keeps track of the characters and who's where and what and all those good things, right? So this thing should definitely interface with the player manager. But then it should also update the UI, the game playing UI, so we can see the correct health bar and that type of stuff, right? So, What's that, Damon? I don't know what are you insinuating with posting a bunch of clocks in chat? Okay, so let's see if we go to the player here, grab the manager. Okay, so we can set the selected character, right, with this, and when it is set, it's gonna do all of this stuff, right? So selected character value is doing special attack is false. Okay, yes. Let's see, for each game character, okay, character data, get capsule collider not enabled true. What's that about? I don't remember why that was a thing. Okay, so it seems like I set true the colliders for some reason. I don't remember why that was a problem. There was probably something happening that I fixed with that line of code, but anyway. If the character ID is the selected character set active true, selected character, okay, so that's good. And then we have on selected character change, which invokes, and I assume everything that listens to this is gonna fix itself. Okay. So what we could do is we could just do player manager dot instance dot selected character equals character number. Okay, do I just cast the int to player manager dot character ID? Does that work? Okay, it does. Okay, that's great, because technically, you know, it's just an enum. The enum has integer values as well as actual strings, so I don't need to like do a switch statement here. I can just pass in, just cast the character number, and it should change the selected character to whatever button I'm pressing. Wow. Okay, So there's another thing we should do. And that is get our character. Yeah, so this list here. Is it this list? I actually don't know. Maybe it's this list. Who knows which list is this? Okay, for now, let's give it a go, right? Let's give it a go. I think I'm happy with what I just wrote. Oh, wait a minute. I need a way to get into dev mode. Aha. So maybe we should look at that first. So let's go into my game. So, I mean, dev mode doesn't have to be super complicated, I don't think. I think the main thing would just be that if dev mode is active, we just kind of wanted the UI to not show. So we don't want character level up, we don't want level prep. Cursor can work, and game playing UI can work. Okay, so I think I should maybe just grab the DevTools Manager. And for now, we'll do a public. This thing can be a singleton, right? How many DevTools Managers do I need? Right? I think so. So public bool dev mode active. Public static instance. Hey, what are you saying, Damon? Are you saying, should this be a non-capitalized instance? Is that correct? Is that what you were saying? Wait, you also said the P should be capital, okay? Like that. Oh yeah, that's actually a good idea, hey? So wait, if I oh wait, are you saying if I did this? Oh, you mean here? No, okay, now I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, let's just undo. Okay, so this is fine, right? This is all you wanted me. It might not be a bad idea to make this whole thing. Okay, so this is okay. Nice. Okay, dev mode active. So I I can, for instance, just do a hot reload is giving me problems. No hot reload. Recompile. Okay, I see. So anything that comes in here, it needs to compile to show me that, or to give me the tick box. Okay. So let's say if I make dev mode active, okay, making a full static file. Would it? Okay, so I don't extend mono behavior. Is that what you're saying? That might be something that I do anyway, because this boolean I might want to set it in the main menu already. But then I change scenes and then it might go away. Nah, but I can figure that out later. I'll make a scriptable object that keeps a boolean. Okay. Anyway, so we can activate it there. Now, we then should consider that when we load the game. So all of these menus, so the character level up menu. So let's go to it. So it should essentially check. I mean, it can initialize, it can do all the stuff it needs to do, but here, if dev mode is active, right? So when is this shown? Who's referencing this? Game manager. Oh, okay. So maybe I integrate with the game manager, not the UI itself. That might be better. That might be better. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to go through all these UI files and get it there. But the game manager should just be a single place where I can do this. Okay, and also for level prep, I'll open them just to see who allows showing these. I think this one is also shown from Game Manager and the character level up. Okay, that makes sense, because obviously after you're done leveling up, you click the button, go to level prep. But yeah, that shouldn't happen. What are you suggesting? Don't attach your dev manager in here. Have a class. Have this class have its own boolean the dev manager can handle. You reckon? Is that a good idea? I mean, if it's there and it's public, can't I just check it myself? Well, I'm going to use the game manager anyway. So you say it's better. So let's say I use the game manager, right? It should have a boolean. You know. That it checks. And maybe that boolean is set by the game, the dev. Okay. You reckon that's better? So So basically, the same thing I did with dev mode active. Oops. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, I see what you're saying. So something like this could work. Okay. It's not like, I see what you're saying. In my mind, I couldn't think about ever taking out dev mode, but I think it might happen, right? Once the game is not being developed anymore. Okay. So, what do we have to change here? Need to think about this. So, I think the first thing I don't want to have happen, so we can go through this and just look at what is actually here. But I think the first thing I don't want to happen is I actually don't want the timer to run out. So this level timer minus time.delta time, all that good stuff, I don't think I want that. So I could just add to this if statement, right? And say if you are not paused or dev mode is active. So if dev mode is active, it'll go through. If dev mode is not active, wait. No. This is not an or, this is an and. So we are not in dev mode, right? So if we are not paused and not in dev mode, you can continue counting down the level timer. That's it. The Raggy, you're suggesting I should turn off side effects rather than the whole system? You mean like turn off this end level function instead of turning off the timer? So the timer will still run out. That could be useful. I might think of a way where I want the timer to run out, because I want to check something specifically with timer running out. So currently the end level just shouldn't happen. Okay. So we can just put a guard clause. If dev mode active, we just return. For now. I might change this, but I mean, that makes sense. So if we have dev mode active, we can't end the level ever. For now, like I said, I might change it from not dev mode active. I might introduce a new boolean that's not specific, just dev mode is active, but something like allow level end or something like this. You dare me to run .NET format on your project? I don't think that's a good idea. I actually want to do it like this. This is how I normally do it. You think it's gonna cause? It's gonna pick up a couple of problems. Okay, so that's good. So we don't invoke that. We don't start the coroutine, so we can't get show character level up to do anything. Okay. That's okay. I think that'll actually work fine. That'll actually solve most of my issues right there. How long is it gonna take? I don't want to sit here and watch VS Code roast my... Oh, do I need to open it in VS Code? I don't even think I have VS Code installed. Yeah, I'll just leave it like it is. It's fine. It's okay. Okay, so but that should work, because I think that was the only thing, or the only way show character level up was ever called. Oh wait, there's another place we start the coroutine. Oh, okay, right here at the start. Okay, so let's just do if dev mode active. You know what, in this case I'm just gonna do it this way instead, because I might want to do more things in start, but if the dev mode is not active, then we can do that. Okay. Okay, so that should then be okay. Ah, I think I know of another place I should check this. Okay, but I kind of just want to get in here for one. Okay, so let's see. So we want to make our game manager. We want to change the dev mode with our dev manager, right? So would it be sufficient to just on awake go game manager? It won't be. I can't do it on awake. It might not have. I don't. I'll do this on start, right? So we'll just grab the game manager instance dot dev mode active. Set it to. Well, we can just set it to dev mode active, right? We change that currently in the inspector, and then we just set it active like so. Okay, so it's set in the inspector, so it should now send it in game playing UI. What am I saying? It should set it in the game manager. Okay, let's just go for it, right? Let's just go for it. Let's see what happens. Okay, so something still managed to show up here. Okay, that's interesting. I wonder how it still managed to get me here. Oh, okay, but this doesn't work. Okay, so... I should probably also show and hide this UI as well, right? So I should have a show a show UI, which will just be root container, and we can do root container, no, equals root dot q. Add the attribute default x minus 999 to top of the class. I have no idea what that's gonna do. Oh, you mean the... Okay. This one. Default execution order? I actually don't know what I need to do. Default execution negative 9999. It doesn't seem to work. Default. Oh, on top of the class. You see, I've never done this before, so, you know. Yeah, we do default execution. Is it execution order? Negative 999. So this is always the first thing to execute. You know what? This could already be a problem. Because if I think about it, maybe the dev mode active wasn't set in time. Could I set this? So here's my other problem, right? So on start, I check if dev mode is active, but I might have checked that before I set it. Okay, so the class will execute first. Is that the same for start? So I know that it queues awake and start, right? It looks at all your functions, all your classes. And it's trying to put... Will this start also execute first out of all the start functions in every single class? This guy. I'm just trying to get my dev mode working. Okay, so but it will also do start first with that. Okay, so now if I play, it should be better. Oh, that was not supported by hot reload. Okay. Insert attribute class declaration. Default execution order. Okay. Okay, let's see what that does. Ah, there we go. So that did work. Okay, that doesn't work. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Okay, but it did give me a number. They gave me the same number every time. Okay, so that's also a problem. Where is this happening? Oh, on selected character changed. Player manager instance get selected character. And get the transform. Oh, this is the player movement script. Okay. Alright, so there's probably some issues. There's a few issues. So first of all, why is it returning a number 4 every time? No matter which button I click. I don't like that. That shouldn't be the case. I guess it's because of the way I did my UI here. Okay. Oh, there isn't even a character number 4. How's it returning a 4? Wow. That's pretty special. I did some pretty special stuff here. Anyway, let's stop it. Let's just see. Okay. So I'm obviously doing something wrong here, but we'll see about that now. Okay, I just want to get rid of the error. And do it again. Okay, so if I click on that one, it should return a 0. It's a 4. And that's a 4, and that's a 4, and that's a 4. Okay. So obviously I did a bad thing. Okay, so let's... So somehow the I that is being returned here is always a 4. Which I don't even understand. Okay, there's another way I could try and do this. So if we just did a click like that, obviously it doesn't have a character number now, so it won't actually know much. Okay, so now just all the buttons when clicked will do the same thing, essentially. This should have worked. Well, I think it should have worked at least. It's kind of annoying. I can think about a way. I can kind of figure out a way to get around this, but I really just thought this was gonna work. Ah, come on. So, I might not have all the information. Damn. Damon. You're working hard, eh? What happens if I do this? Okay. The action does not take an argument. Okay, so actions cannot take an argument, right? So this is what we're left with. I just don't understand why. Okay, let's try something else. Let's not call that function. Let's create a lambda function here. And do a debug.log I. How do you do a lambda argument? I've never done a lambda argument before. C#. I haven't really used lambda functions that much. So we got input parameters, expression. Okay, so the problem is, if I put an I here, right, or let's just call it J, or whatever, it doesn't work because delegate action does not take an argument. Unless I do a lambda function of a lambda function. I think it's, yeah, it's because I want to click action, I want to plus equals a function, so a lambda function with no argument. Yeah, what I got is, yeah, I thought so too. So let's just see if this works. So no argument. It should print I, but the problem is it always prints the last value that I would have had. Right, so when it comes here and it checks, it increments it once more, makes I 4, and then no matter what button I click, it kind of still does it. So, okay, let's try that. If this works, so maybe yeah, maybe it's because I didn't use the lambda expression properly. Let's try this. Okay, so if I click that, but yeah, no, they all say 4 still. So they all get the last value that I was. I'm gonna brute force this. Okay. Brute forcing. Brute forcing. Screw this. Zero. Change selected character 0. Oh wait, not clicked. Right, that's essentially what I wanted to do. I don't understand why the loop. Right, that's what I want to do. I want to register each of these buttons with its own. Fortunately, there's only 4 of them, so I can. Well, I'm not adding 1 to I. I'm just passing in the value of I plus 1 to string. I'm not actually adding 1. I'm not incrementing I. Incrementing I happens in the start of the for loop. Might be where the problem is. Okay, so this is horrendous, obviously. But watch it work. Not proud of what I just did, but sometimes you gotta break a couple of eggs, eh? Okay, hello? Ah, good. Now the buttons don't do anything. Why? Oh, wait, because I don't have this debug. log anymore. Oh my word, this is painful. Fortunately, I got hot reload installed. Because this would have been horrible without it. It's already kind of horrible. Okay, so if I click this button, it gives me a 3, that gives me a 2, that gives me a 1, that gives me a 0. Perfect. So these are now correctly allocated and all that good stuff. Fantastic. Okay, guys, we've done it. Let's go home. Okay. Okay, I want to get my hand on this party member's scriptable object as well. So, I don't know who actually has access to that thing. Must be the player manager at least, right? It's got a list of character SOs, but that's not the one I... Yeah, party member SOs. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So we can just grab that. And what we essentially want is this party member list, I would say. Well, let's just grab the whole thing at least, and then we can work with it from there. Yeah, I'm kind of like the UI dev tools and the dev tool manager, kind of two things I'm... Okay, you know what? Let's just plug it in here. So let's just say we have a public party member SO right here. Okay. So we're going to grab it there. And then our UI. Okay, so all I kind of want to do is I just want to change the text in these buttons, right? So change character. Okay, so this should be fine. So dot text equals. Okay. Dev tools manager dot instance dot party member SO and dot party member list I dot toString. Right, we just want to do something like that for each of them. So we just changed the text of the button so we can see actually who we're clicking on. Okay, that should work. Now let's see if this actually works. If I change my selected character using these buttons, if it actually starts working now. Previously, the character number that was passed in here by the buttons was 4, right? And there's no such thing. So I guess that would have made sense why it kept failing in that way. Okay, hot reload. Oh, we just need to get this. Oh, the game was still running. Ah, crying out loud. Okay, now let's play it. I hope the party member SO gets through. It's not going to be a big problem, but it might just break unnecessarily, right? Yeah, no. Okay, let's just stop. Okay, let's recompile this. Yeah, because it said null reference exception error already. Makes complete sense. Okay, there we go. Now we can do that. And we can play and see. So all this should do for us now. It could do more things later. But at a very minimum, it should change the button text to be the different characters, yeah. Yeah, that's good. So now I can see Chicken Knight, Duck Ninja, Owl Wizard, Ranger. Okay, cool. So if I click on any one of these, hopefully it does something. So let's just start with character 1, Chicken Knight. There we go. Okay, so we did get the Chicken Knight, the Ninja, the Owl, the Robin. Okay, cool. So I can now switch between them without actually doing anything. Now, the game's currently paused, so I would like to play. But, yeah, obviously, that's not implemented, but at least we can select characters. Fantastic. So let's grab our pause/play button. Yeah, so there's only one of those, so we can do a private button for that one. Pause. Let's just do pause play. Right. Okay. And we can do pause play. Actually, what did I call it? What did I call this button? Did I give it a name? Oh, I just called it pause play. Okay. I like being consistent with these, so I'm just going to do pause play. Pause play equals root.q find a button called... No, don't bold. Whoa, yes. Okay. Find a button called pause play. Thank you. Righto. So we find the button called pause play. And okay, we need to do something when it's clicked. Okay, so basically we just need to grab the game manager, and we need to toggle pause, right? Essentially. Okay, so we have a toggle pause and a toggle unpause. Okay, I think we can just grab them straight, right? Okay, if we unpause, we show the game playing UI. Okay, let's try that. Let's see how that goes. So we'll just go into our game manager .instance .toggle pause. Right, and we'll do toggle unpause. Right, now we can't do both of them one after the other like that. What do you want? Okay. So we can't do both of them like that, so we need to have a way of checking if the game is paused or not. I think the game manager, yeah, we can check. Oh, is paused. It's just true or false, right? And it's a public bool, so we could just quickly grab that. You would have thought that this thing can do that for us. Some other oak wrote this code, so yeah, we'll just make it work for us. Okay. So if game manager.instant.is paused. Alright, so if the game is paused, if that's true, we want to toggle unpause actually. Return And if it's false, we just want to toggle pause. So if the game's already paused, we unpause. If it's not, then we yeah. Okay. That's actually all that we need, really. Yeah. Just give it a play. So now it should actually show me my game playing UI. Pause game. Okay, it's fine. So if I select a character and I click that button, there we go, and it's not paused. Okay, we have some interesting things happen. Why did it go to a field? And okay, there were some very interesting things happening with my character movement there. Okay. If we select the wizard. Okay, it selects the wizard. Nice. Okay, if we click on the ranger. Okay, apart from this weird thing that it's doing sometimes. Why is it doing that? That's so weird. Like, the ranger is fine. Except for the running animation, it's weird. That's pretty weird. Huh. And it's only the normal running animation. As soon as I aim, the walking is okay. That's quite funny, but at least I can easily, you know, oh wait, how many there's like 5 totems on top of one another there. Yeah, this looks like some div. Oh, now I can run normally. What changed? That's so weird. Okay, yeah, and as we can see, our level is counting down, but nothing changes. The totems do work, I believe. Yeah. There's also a couple of totems in one place. Okay, well, I mean, that's okay. Okay, this is weird. Why? Okay, so if I click there and I start moving around, it obviously... I thought this was an integer field. How the hell is it taking my inputs? Okay, that's a bit annoying, but like... Let's be honest. Okay, let's pause. Okay, the game pauses. Okay, that's good. I can play it again. I can still change out the characters, and now he doesn't run normal. Huh. I wonder. Is the movement speed changing? No, it's not. Okay, so there's a couple of problems. So it doesn't seem like the movement speed changes when I switch between characters. Because obviously they're not equally quick. So when I do this change, it doesn't register that. I don't know why I tried to save there. Okay, but at least I can switch between characters now. Let's see if we can't find out why that is the case. So we'll go into our whatever, our player, right? Okay. Our player movement. So as far as I remember, we set these like movement, the velocity, and those types of things, or the movement speed of the player. We set those with this function here, set movement stats. Run speed equals to run speed stat. Walk speed is 80% of that. So let's see where this is set. So this is set over here. Apply active character stats. Oh, and this works with attack speed. Okay. So apply active character stats, maybe with an active character. Maybe we're not calling this thing. So where do we call this thing? Right there, obviously. So we get the selected character. We apply the active character stats. So where the hell did I do this? Oh, I know. Okay, so debuffs do this as well. And the stamina manager does something here. The next level button does something here. And the level prep UI does something here. Okay. Get selected character though, I'm pretty sure we'll get the correct thing, right? So this returns my selected character game object. And that gets set whenever I change the selected character. Okay, so that's fine. That'll work out. So we just need to do apply character stats. Whenever we change our active character. Okay, that's not so bad. And it's not something we need to call. Okay. Yeah, so when we change our selected character, we should just do a player manager dot instance apply character stats, right? That was the one, I think. Yeah. Okay. So that should now, at least whenever I click that button, it should change the movement speed. So I think it would have changed if I moved into a zone. That debuffed my character somehow. But I destroyed all those zones, so that didn't happen anymore. Okay, so the idea would be, if I click on my chicken and I run, wow. Why was it so... Okay, does it seem like I'm going faster? Okay, let's take the ranger and then the owl. I do believe the ranger is faster than the owl, right? Okay, and if I go in here, yeah, I go slow. And if I take the owl... Alright, this is kind of annoying, this field that keeps accepting my inputs. Okay, so I am the duck ninja. He's one of my faster characters, right? So we can do a test. Let's run to the end of the level. So at 70. Boom. Okay, so we're running. Let's see how many seconds we take. And 11 seconds. Okay. Okay, we'll take the owl and then we'll run back. And we run at 90. So it was 11 seconds for the duck. He should take quite a bit longer. Okay, like 2 seconds. I actually don't know how quick these characters are sometimes. And run. So exactly 130. $10 seconds for the Robin. Okay. Ran at 45. The Owl shouldn't be faster. Yeah, okay. Okay, so 13 seconds again. Okay, so it seems like it's working. You know, I hope it is. Attack speed, let's see if that one got set. So that's obviously fast. And this should be relatively slow. Yeah, and it is. And the Duck Ninja should be quite fast. Damn. Okay. This is super annoying. These fields. Why are they so easily clickable? Yeah, like I'm not even... Why do they think I'm focusing them? It's not my mouse position. I don't think it's my mouse position. Huh. Ah, they had started focusing it again. Okay. It's not the end of the world if they get focused, but it is annoying, so. Add an event to no focus it and hide it off to the side. Oh, I haven't even grabbed them yet, so. Okay. Well, let's get the enemy spawning, I guess, right? Then that's the next thing. Okay, wait, let's try and get the reset button working first. Reset resources. That I called this reset resources, right? So let's just grab that. Okay. Button reset resources. Okay. Reset resources equals root.q button called reset resources. Boom. And then when we click it, we want something to happen. I actually think I want all my characters to be reset. So maybe we do private void reset resources. And then we just do a reset resources over here. Then we call that. Okay. So, what do we want to do here? So, we want to get all the characters in our party and set their health, stamina, and spell juice back to maximum. That should be super straightforward. I think. Okay, so we want to get the character data, which means we need the actual game object, right? Okay, so we can do a for loop. We'll just do this for loop again, right? Okay, and we can go. How can we get the? I think we can. So we have this party member game object, right? Yeah. And I think I can get the party member game object. Yeah, I totally can get party member game objects. There we go. So I can do player manager.instance.get party member game objects, and we can just grab, well, the ith element, and this would be my game object. Well, we actually just need the character data. Alright. So we get the game object, we do a dot get component. Whoa. Get components character data. Right, and then we do character data dot. Okay, let's just make sure we don't muck this up. So open our character data. Okay, so normally. So I have these stats with properties. So I guess all we have to do is grab the stamina and set it back to max stamina, current health, and spell juice. Yeah, I guess that is it. Stamina. We just set it equal to character data dot get up. It's like an upgrade character data, and the stat name is max stamina. Right, so we just set it back to our max stamina. And we should be able to do this for health or current health, and this is just max health, and then we should be able to do it for spell juice. Alright, and we just do max spell. Ooh, okay, wait. That one dot max spell juice. Okay, I don't like that necessarily, but let's go with it for now. Okay, so that should reset all my resources at least. So if that button works, then we can work on those spawn enemies nonsense and see if we can fix those fields from, or prevent them from doing all the annoying stuff they're doing currently. Okay. Let's see if that button works. Save it a couple more times. Give the game a good old play. I believe that should work. Okay, so we have to click a character, click play. So there's our character. Why is it so stuttering a lot? Okay, there we go. We use a couple of abilities. We click on the duck. We do the same thing. So he uses a lot of stamina. No spell juice. We click on the wizard. We use our flamethrower a little bit. Right, something like this. And we click on the Robin. We do a couple of backflips. Okay. Now, if I reset resources, the Robin is full, the Wizard's full, Duck is full, the Knight is full. Okay, perfect. So that just works. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. Alright, here's what I think I'm gonna do, actually. I think I'm gonna duplicate this, and I'm gonna call it the enemy spawner. Button, right? So, enemy and something like that. So this is the enemy spawner button. We can change the color a little bit. Yeah, whatever. And I think I'm just gonna make that thing hide and show this whole thing. Right? I think so. Okay, so here's my idea. So we need to get the enemy spawner and okay, let's just go grab this name. Okay, so we have another private button enemy spawner. Okay, and here we can do enemy spawner equals button. Wait, what? Team Explorer, no, go away. Oh, for crying out loud. Okay, there we go. Okay, what do we want to do when we click it? A few things. I think I'd private void open enemy spawner. Okay, I think that's what I want to do. So I want to just go open enemy spawner, just like that. Okay, so what do we want to do here? Oh wait, we need to yeah, actually oh wait, I have two things called. Okay, this should be the enemy spawner. Okay, let's change it. Open enemy spawner. You know what, let's just say enemy spawner button. Okay, just change the name a little bit. So we'll do that, and then we go here and we do a quick rename. Enemy spawner button, and here we do the same thing. Okay. Okay, that's better. And then we can get a private visual element, and this is actually going to be the enemy spawner. Do I want to make this thing a class? I'm not going to have more than one, so it doesn't really matter. No. Let's just do an enemy spawner like that, and then we can do the enemy spawner equals... Oh my word. No, it's not a button anymore. This is actually a visual element. Alright. And we are looking for the name enemy spawner. Okay, so we just get it at least. Okay, when we open the enemy spawner, we do enemy spawner.style.displaystyle equals displaystyle.flex. Right? So we show it, so we flex it, so it's not always on the screen. Okay. We also need each of the enemy thingies. Right, so they are private, not visual elements. They are int. What are they called? Integer fields? Are they integer fields? I think they might have been. Yeah, it's an integer field. Okay. Okay, so we have an integer field, SME amount. Okay, we have a couple of these. Okay, so SME, RBE, and CTE. Okay, so those are our integer fields, and then here we just need to find them. SME amount equals root.q integer field SME amount. Right, just something like that. So I just need to set them up. Okay, boom, boom, and boom, boom. Okay. Okay, so when we open the spawner, we want SME amount dot. I don't want to change the style necessarily. I just want it to be selectable. Or I want it to be focusable true, right? Then I want to do RBE amount focusable true and CTE amount focusable true. And I think I'm going to do a private void close. Yeah, just close. My word. Enemy spawner. Right, and essentially it's going to do something like the backwards of this. So none, that doesn't show, and it's not focusable. Right, that's the first thing I want to do. So that's just opening and closing the spawner. Now inside the spawner, we'll also have a couple of buttons. Yeah, so let's just go get the buttons. Okay, so it's the spawn. Oh. Enemies. Spawn enemies and the despawn enemies. Okay. So we just have to grab those buttons as well. Private button. Spawn enemies. Dill Pickle 77. It has been a while. It's been going well, thank you. How are you doing? So we want a despawn enemies as well, right? Okay, and then we want to go here and we want to do spawn enemies, root Q button, spawn enemies. Just like that, and despawn enemies, root Q button. Whoops. Boom. Boom, boom. And we just put a despawn enemies. Okay. So we got our 2 buttons. Yeah, okay. Now we just need to actually make it so that we can spawn something. Ah, that's cool, man. Yeah, work away. It's a co-working environment. I think that's what a lot of people do. You sit with the stream on in the background, get some of your own stuff done. It's the way it goes. Okay. So what does the spawn enemy button do? It's probably gonna do a couple of things, right? So let's go spawn enemies dot lect. Yeah, I probably just want a private void spawn enemies here, right? Ooh, I know what I can do. Actually, yeah. Okay. So plus equals yeah, that's essentially all we want to do. Now we have a test spawner already, and all you need to do is toggle this can spawn and it spawns something. Okay, so let's change our test spawner to work a little bit differently. Right. So there's a spawn enemies. Okay, I see what I did here. Interesting. Okay, so there's literally just a spawn enemies function over here. So we just need to call this. Okay, but we need to do int I enemy types dot count. Okay, so we need to give it a couple of things, right? Okay. So we need to give it 3 integers, I would say. Oh, I see what I did here. Oh. So we can give it a list of int amount to spawn. Alright, so we can do something like this. Amount to spawn, we give it that. And enemy types, I guess that doesn't really matter, right? We just need to give it the amounts to spawn in the right order. Okay, let's see if we can get that working. Oh, and I also want to make this public now. Okay, and the test spawner should then... Oh, you know what? I wonder if this is even worth it at the moment. Can I not just tear this out of... Nah, let's use it. Okay, so we just need to put the amount to spawn list in there, if we use that way of doing it. Yeah, that was just a very easy way for me to make it clickable in the UI. In Unity, I mean. Ah, big sneeze. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I just need to give my level prep UI a reference to that thing. not my level prepper, my dev tools UI. Do I want that? I don't know if I want that. What we could do is we could give it a I don't know what we can do. We could just do something straightforward like this. Spawn enemies, we can just call our dev tools manager dot instance dot game object dot get component in children called a test spawner. Right, we can just tell it to spawn enemies. Right, that's another way of doing it. Okay, so this thing needs a list of some kind. So spawn enemies with some list. So when we click this, we want to make a list of integers. Call it spawn amount. Okay, we just create a new list, right? Okay, and then spawn amount dot add. Okay, we want to add a number. So we do SME amount dot value, I guess. All right, that'll be the base field int value. All right. And then we can do the same with RBE amount dot value. Okay. And we pass in the spawn amount. Right, so it should work out. So we create a new list and then we add the value 3 times. And then we pass it through to our dev tool thing. Now, okay, we'll see if this works. Let's see what it does. Okay, save. Obviously, our test spawner can be changed in the future if I feel like it needs to be. But for now, this should be good enough. Let's see. Let's have it. Okay, so let's play the game. Whoops, daisies. Okay, so that's very important. We can't play the game until unless we've selected a character. Okay, so that is something we should do. Yeah. I should maybe make it so that it selects one of them by default. Okay. If I play now, it should be fine. So let's see. If I put 0, 0, and I click spawn. I don't know if that's 42, but it's definitely a couple of them. Was that 42? Okay, let's do 1. Okay, that's definitely working. That looks like 1. And then we can do, let's say, 5 bombers. And 1 lizard. That also seemed like it worked. Very good. Very good. I like that, okay. And then we can do what? Komodo dragon as well. And that's it. Okay. Now we can click spawn again. Now, what I want to do, and then I can reset my resources. Very good, very good. Well done, me. Hey, Mr. Human Limits. You asking if Damon is still here? I don't know. He might be. He likes to go quiet. He's also on a... He just disappears. He doesn't say goodbye or anything. Okay, so I think after spawning enemies... I actually want this thing to hide. Because it's super annoying. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to let this thing hide itself. Okay, so after we spawn enemies and everything worked out, we can do a close enemy spawner. So we have to open it again. And you know what? I'm going to do a close enemy spawner at start as well. Just so that it's not in the way if I'm not in the mood to spawn enemies. Ah, Damon is still here. Dolpigol! Wow. Yeah, that sounds like a next level type of dev tool that you've got built there. A proper web server. Can display all the data there. Damn. My game's not that complicated. I think I'm just gonna keep it the way I have it. Okay, so we can play. We can click on the enemy spawner. We can click spawn. It goes away again, and there should be a ton of enemies now. Oh, that is quite a few enemies. Okay, let's get a different character out here. I wonder what happens if my character dies. That could be interesting. Die, all you filthy vermin. Oh, maybe I should add rats, now that I think about it. Do rats and birds get along? Oh, okay. If I die, I actually do get to the level prep screen. Okay, that's interesting. And it's not going to work. Okay, so we've tested it, right? Now we can see what happens when we die. Okay, so when you die, I don't know what to do when you die, to be honest. So I guess we need to go to our game manager and just let it not do anything when you die and you are in game mode. In dev mode, I mean. Let's see. On character death. Show level up, show game over. Okay. So we can do an if dev mode active. Well, the easiest thing would just be to return, right? Just to get out. So we don't even run that code. What does that actually then do? So if we died... Huh. Well, I guess we could do toggle pause. Right, we could do that and then return maybe. Let's try that. Okay, so we'll grab the ranger again. Actually, what happens if I spawn enemies? Okay, so that kind of works. I guess I have to play for the enemies to start spawning. Okay. Okay, I died, so it paused. So now I can click a different character. Continue the game, and I'm back. Okay, that's okay. Damn, so many bombs. Okay, and if I reset resources, and I click on the Robin. Ah, okay, it doesn't reset because she's dead. Okay, so I should let reset resources also change the character death state. Yeah, now she doesn't even take damage. Yeah, and resetting it doesn't change anything because she's dead. Okay. So we can just fix that. Very simply, I would say. So we can also just do character data dot is dead equals false. Right. It's resetting it, right? And false is technically what it should have been. Hey Jabba! How's it going, man? Good morning. Okay, let's see, that seems reasonable now. Okay, so one thing I want to do at the start, I actually want to change the selected character. So let's call it at start. Change selected character. And we just give it like 0. Just so that we don't play the game without having a character selected, I think. So just select the first character every time. Hired. Wow, you work till 8? Well, you do night shifts. It's going well here. I think it's going well. Okay, so let's just see if the death thing works now. Okay, there we go. We have a character selected. Boom. What? Okay, something weird's happening. That was very strange. It seems like selecting the character that way doesn't quite work. That's funny. Huh. Yeah, but we can spawn enemies. Spawn. No problem there. We can go to the ranger, spawn enemies again, die real quick, the game pauses. I can reset my resources. Ah, okay, okay. The ranger's back in action. I like that so much. Don't know why that's so fun, but anyway. Okay, so that seems to be working, and I can reset this again. Okay, cool. So one thing we should do maybe is just let death be set to false first. So let that be the first thing we do. Before we try changing health and stuff like that, because I think there's a check to see if you are alive before it changes some of those values. Also, it seems like changing the character, the selected character at the start is a bit of a not great. Okay, we could see. Okay, so if we click the play button and the game is paused, we can also just check if player manager dot instance dot selected character is equal to null. Right. Oh, this is a... okay, this is the ID. Get selected... actually, yeah, so that's an interesting one. Okay, what if we did this? No. Okay, so the player manager, so we basically want to check if the character was set. So in player manager, let's just see. So our selected character game object might still be null, actually. Yeah, because we only set that once we've changed our selected character value at least once. Okay, so we can check for that then. So we can do get selected character. What does that actually return? A game object. Okay. So if our get selected character, which, yeah, okay, so that works. So that's equal to null. We first just want to do change selected character to something, right? So that's just if we start the game and we haven't selected a character for some reason, it'll just default first before it toggles unpause. Okay, that seems reasonable. And the deaths thing should work as well. Let's give it a good old test-a-rooney and see what happens. Right, so here we are. So if I, for instance, don't click on a character first and I just click play, okay, it just grabs the chicken knight for me. Okay, that's good. So the chicken knight's now auto grabbed, and if I spawn a bunch of enemies, good luck, chicken knight. Okay, so I died, the game is paused. So what I could do is I could reset my resources and then just play the game again and continue with the night like nothing. Okay. So now I can get the Duck Ninja and play. Okay, this is already kind of useful. I like this. Okay, let's get somebody else in here. Yeah, all these Komodo dragons are a bit of a problem. You're not really supposed to fight 42 of them at a time. Haha, gotcha. What? I was robbed. There we go. Okay, and we can reset resources, and we can change. They all should be alive. Oh, here's a bomb that glitched out. Okay. I think another cool thing would be something like an enemy that you can hit. I guess this thing we can just hit. Okay. Yeah. This totem is essentially our punching bag. Okay. No, that works. Because it just reduces the time left in the level, but this level can never end, so that's not a problem. Okay, that's good. So we can pause, we can play, we can reset, we can change. I wonder why he screams when you click on him. Okay, this is already quite nice, I must say. There's probably still some work left to be done here with this whole test zone. But for what it's worth, I think it looks pretty good. Like, I can already use this, I think, and you know, test the game quite well. Right, the enemy spawner alone was already it's always a nice to have. But yeah, this is even better. I think I like this. Okay. Very good. Very good. Okay, so let's see if I can actually play the game now. So let's just get out of that. Ooh, actually, now that I think about it, the DevTools UI. So it should maybe check if DevTools manager.instance.devMode active. Right. If that happens, actually, we should do it like this. So yeah, we could do this at start. So if the dev mode is active, we can show UI. Right, and show UI does pretty much nothing at this point. We just need to set the display style to flex, right? Yeah, so we'll just grab our root container and set it to flex, and then public void hide UI will display style none. Okay. And essentially, I think when we start the game and our DevTools manager, okay, so at start, I think it should have a reference to the UI, I think, at least. DevTools. What did I call this? UI. Yeah. DevTools. Oh, geez. Is it... Did I not change it? No, apparently not. Okay, so it is still that. Okay, that's whatever. Okay, so we can just call this the DevTools. Let's just call it the UI. It's just the UI. So all we can do is UI.hide. Well, if dev mode active, we can do UI.show UI. Else we do UI.hide UI. Right, so we just do that. Control Shift save everything, and let's see if we can just play the normal game. Oh, okay. It's recompiling because I added a field in the inspector, which it's not a fan of. Okay, so let's just let it do that quickly. Okay, so in my DevTools, I need to get the UI in here. There we go. And if I switch dev mode to not active, right, I should be able to play the game in a more normal fashion. And nothing should, no DevTool thing should be shown. Ha. Okay, it didn't quite work. Okay, so there was a null reference exception error somewhere. No, I did put the UI in here. What? I'm confused. I am very confused right now. Oh wait, this maybe shouldn't be here now. Yeah. Huh. Okay, well I have to check. Okay, so it might have been the fact that I showed it again. That's definitely one of the problems. DevTool Manager .start. So it had a problem over here, UI, but I did give it the UI. And there's a function called hide UI. Right? Yeah. That's very weird. Hey, cheers, Jabba. Have a good day, man. Have a good day. Have a great day, even. Have a great day, even. Yeah, no. My UI dev tools is here. Oh, do I need a UI document? No. I get the UI document. That's not the problem. The root container is there. And I do get that. Oh. I think I might see the problem. Aha. Yeah, I think I might see the problem. So the issue here is this thing is not initialized yet because it's on start. We could try awake. Right, we could try this. And instead of root, could we just call this root? Maybe it works better that way if it's in awake. Yeah, I'm gonna try that one. I will see. Okay. Okay, but there should still, it is plugged in, so that's fine. So if we play it now with it inactive or disabled, it should go there. Argument null exception, value cannot be null. Parameter name E. What? I have no idea what that means. What? I think most things should just work the same way. Oh, there's no name here. Oh, okay. Whoops-a-daisies. Okay. I see my problem. Am I winning? That's a good question, eh? That might be the question. Okay. But yeah, I should just give it the name. There we go. Yeah, I think I'm winning. Okay, so let's try this again. Okay, so dev mode should be disabled now. Okay, so with no dev mode, if I click play, the game should just kind of work the way it used to. Hopefully. Okay, let's just let everything compile the way it likes. Play. There's it. How's that? No dev mode became active. So if I click on my characters like normal, everything else should still work the same. It's itching a little bit. I don't know why. Okay, but that seems to work. Wow, I haven't gotten one of those in a while. Okay, so currently no dev mode is active. I just want to go through all the menus and see if it works. Let's just do all the menus. Okay, cool. So we can level up, go to the next screen. We can shop a bit. Look at our nice place there. We can get the blacksmith in here. Boom, 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 boom. We can get the spar bolt. Ah, there we go. Luxury. Okay, and start. Duck works. Oh, I should let somebody die actually, because that might be one of the other ways the game is broken now. Since I did do some extra things when characters die. I don't think I did anything bad though. It was just a guard clause. It shouldn't be a problem, right? Oh yeah, this is a good place to die. This is a double damage zone. They can get rid of me quickly there. Okay, yeah, so I died. I guess we can grab. Run, owl! They are destroying you. Okay, so we died and nothing broke. Nice. Okay, so I don't have a way to re-enable dev mode though. So you kinda in dev mode or you are not. Currently, that's how it kind of works. That's probably good enough for now, to be honest. That's a dead duck. Let's just leave the dead duck where he is. Right, I can always dev mode as I want now. I think a lot of the basic stuff is working, so I can spawn. I can't despawn enemies. Most of the time that's not really a problem, but maybe I should add that ability. Okay. Wow, what the hell's happening to my frames? Why did it go down to 17 there? That's weird. Hasn't been that bad in a while. Especially on that level. That level's not even fancy. Ah, who knows? Whoa! That was a lot of bombs. Okay. Okay, so one thing I think I want to do is I want a way to enable dev mode, I think, in the main menu. So the idea would be that if I want to give the game to somebody to test for me and they want to try out dev mode, they can. Right, so let's see how I can do that. So I think just making a little script that we can access at any time, like static. That should do it for us, right? And then dev mode active can be set with that little script. Or a scriptable object for that matter. So we can create a new... Do I want to do it like that? So what am I... Okay, so if it's just a normal static class, that would mean it's... Okay, so here's the problem I'm thinking about. So let's say I have a little static class that literally just has a boolean, right, that I need. Okay, and I can set that boolean and the main menu, and it will be accessible by the dev tools in the game scene, right? That seems okay. Because if that is the workflow, then that's not a problem. Then I can get it. I can just get that little class, check what the active dev mode is, and dev mode can then change that in the game manager, for instance, right? this DevTools manager, for instance. Now my problem is, if let's say the class, the static class, is set to false, so dev mode active is false in that class, and I want to change it in Unity, in my inspector. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to be able to change it if they are not the same. Oh, okay, that's not so bad. Actually, I already know what to do. Okay, so we'll just create a script here. So we'll do an empty C# class, and we'll just call this DevTools active. Okay. And then we can open it up. Okay, so this is public static, right? Public static DevTools active. Now, class, right? Public static class DevTools active, and all it has is a public boolean Okay, I'm a bit dumb now. I don't work with static classes too often. So, no, actually, I don't work with them ever. So I just need something to give me. Where did I do this? I did this somewhere. I did something like this. Oh, public static. Okay. A public static bool DevTools active. Okay. So we just do that, and all this thing does is it just keeps our DevTools active, right? So then what we can do in our DevTools manager, we can do something like this. On awake, we check if dev mode active is equal to dev mode dev tools active dot dev tools active. That doesn't actually matter. Okay, so if they are equal, right? So if they are equal, that means it is the DevTools active is set to the same thing that I want it to be, right? Okay, we need to be careful here. We need to be careful. Okay, so I can kind of see now how this is going to be a problem. So if it's not equal, so let's say I set it to false, but it came through with a positive value from the main menu. So if they're not equal, then I kind of want, I could say then dev mode active must be equal to, so we set them equal to one another, right? Okay. So that will essentially override the dev mode active, whatever that static class has in it, right? But I don't necessarily want that to be the case. I want the dev mode active to have precedence, I think. Yeah, this boolean is going to have a value regardless of what we do. It's either going to be false if I just want it to be false. But if I change it to active from the main menu, I want it to change to active from the main menu. I wonder. Okay, so what if we did, if dev mode is active, we can change equals to dev mode active, right? Okay, and we can also do if this thing is set to active. We can dev mode active equals well, true essentially is the same thing, right? Okay, so if either one of them are true, it'll set the other one to true. Now let's suppose one is false. So let's say I switch it off in play mode. Okay, and I leave it off by default. Yeah, okay. It'll be off by default. No, it might not be. It might be, I might forget it as true. So let's say then it's active here and I switch it off in play mode, in the main menu, then it will override that if I leave it active here. Why is this so complicated? So I kind of wanted to have preference, but not always. If that makes sense. You know what we could do? We could do something like this. Yeah. Okay, here's an idea. We can do another one. Public static bool set from main menu. Right, and this will be false by default, right? But, and then in my dev tool manager, I can do if dev tools active dot set from main menu. So if it was set from main menu, so if that value is true, or whatever that value is, I want my dev mode active to be equal to dev tools active dot dev tools active. Right? So if it was set from main menu, I want the main menu to take precedence. Okay. Something like that, right? And then so set from main menu could be changed to true at some point. Then it will take the value from there every single time. And how do we set it back to false, for instance? We could just set it to false always. Make sure it defaults back to false. Like that, right? So if it defaults back to false, then it means this could run once and then set to false, so it won't run again on awake. And then what we could do is we can grab our main menu and we just have a function there that always sets it to true. we'll see how this goes. Okay, so in our main menu scripts, UI. Well, actually, no, let's go to the scene and let's work with it from there. So in our main menu scene, we have many things happening here. We have a main, or we have a UI manager. Okay. Well, okay, so let's open up our UI. So we have our main menu UI, right? So if our main menu UI was enabled, or did something, if we click the play button from here, okay, so what we could do is we can just do DevTools active dot DevTools active. No. Dot set from main menu is equal to true. Right, so if we are inside of the main menu and it was enabled, we grab our DevTools, we just set active to true, right? So that way we know we were in the main menu at some point. Okay, and then we can actually add a button or a toggle field or something like that to enable our menu, right? So we can save this, but we can also go open UI. I guess it's just the main menu, right? Right, so we can easily just stick in something over here. We can put in a, what do you call those things? I think it's a toggle. Right, we can put in a toggle here. Call it dev mode. Right, change it to dev mode, something like that, and then we can just play around with some of the other things, like change the text color and size. Doesn't have to look good, this is just dev mode toggle button. Righto. So just like that. So the dev mode toggle is right there. So in our main menu UI, okay. So we kind of just want a public, I think it's a toggle, dev mode, right? Yeah. So just a toggle dev mode, and so we could do dev mode dot, or dev mode is equal to root.q toggle and it's just got a name, dev mode, right? Okay, dev mode dot value. Okay, cool. Alright, so what we can do now, so we get dev mode, it is there, and once we start the game, so we just show the party selection UI, so let's just go to the party selection UI, So we select our party and all those good things. And at some point we click a button to actually start the game. Continue button, click if... Okay, so here's a start game function that is called... Where is it? Okay. We do all that stuff. And what we want here is devtoolsActive equals... okay, so we want our main menu UI here. Can we grab it somehow? Yes, we can. So we do main menu UI dot devmode dot value. I think that thing is just true or false, right? Yeah. There we go. So we've set dev mode, and it's set from our main menu. And then as soon as we get, whoops. As soon as we get into the game, it should know that dev mode was set active from the main menu or not, and do what it needs to do from there. Right. I think that's good. So let's play the game and just see if dev mode actually comes into fruition here. So we are in the main menu scene. So if we start the game from here. First I'm going to try it without dev mode. Then I'm going to come back and do it again. So we can play the game. Add our characters, continue and start. So no dev mode active. So I should start in the normal... okay, so something is broken. Well, maybe not. Just took a bit of time. Okay, so we start into this. And if I start... Okay, now there's a lot of music going on here. Oh, okay. So dev mode seems to work. Well, at least doing it this way, right? Okay, so we can play this level maybe. Okay, cool. That was fine. Let's go back to main menu. No, it's main menu. I toggle dev mode. I go play. I add a bunch of ducks. I do continue. I do start. So now dev mode should load with a bunch of ducks. I play and I'm in dev mode with a duck. Very good. Oh, okay, and the music's playing as well, I guess. Okay, I don't know what that is. Okay, but we can now also change between our ducks. Obviously, it won't really seem like we're changing between ducks, but the stamina value is higher. Okay, yeah, so it's definitely working at least. Now we can pause. We can then also spawn enemies. Spawn enemies, and there they are. We can unpause. Here they come. Kill them quick. Reset our resources. There we go. And I think if we click... Okay, if I click the pause button up here, nothing happens. So this button is broken. Okay, so we should just have something to return to main menu or something like that, right? From dev mode. I think that's the only other thing we need to do. And then dev mode is fully functional. But okay, it's 9 a.m. already here. I need to go. So I'll see you guys next time. Let me just give you the good old ending screen. I can do a raid as well. See if there's anybody I know that hasn't been, let's see, following. Whoa, Cheers, Mr. Human Limits. See you next time. Let's go say hi to imaginary villain. Cheers, this guy. See you guys tomorrow.